quick keys, edit, and functions. In today's getting started video, we're going to go over these menus. So when you push the manual button, you get to the enter next command screen. From here you could type in different commands or different menus to get to, but if you just push the space bar, you can get to 3 different screens or 3 different small menus on the bottom of the screen. You got the quick keys, you got the edit menu, and then you have the functions. Going through them, on the first one, the quick keys, you have a number of selections that you can make. You have dry run, which if you push 1, this will allow you to choose how you want to dry run your program and go through it. I don't have a real program in here, so I'm not going to run it, but you can use this to run your program. I'm going to push manual, get out of there. Next tool. If you push 2, well, guess what? That goes to the next tool. I have tool number 1 in, you can see up here, and it wants to go load number 2. And if you look over at my carousel, you can see I've got my other end mill over there. I think that's a 1/2-inch end mill that I was using before. If I push start, going to go and change it out, and there we go. I have the next tool. So that's what that does. Zero return. What zero return does is if you were to set, well, I guess really to back up, there's a couple of different homes, I can say, that you can set. You have the cold start position, and then you have a home position that you can set, you know, off to the side above your fixture or above your vise. If you have something over here or over there, you can set your position as home anywhere you want. And basically what this does is it just goes back to that position, and if it's not set, it goes back to your cold start position. But if you have it set, it'll go back to wherever that is. And to set this, you go over here and use the axis 0. And if you were to push 7, we're going to jump ahead real quick just to show that. You can go here, and if you were to set your position, so we're going to say we're going to move our X over, we're going to move our Y, and it's all arbitrary. And actually, I want my Z up over here. Actually, yeah, let's go down. All right. Oh, I want to set my 0. So you could push X, Y, Z, Alt, or H for all of them. Of course, I don't have an A and a B axis, but you can push X, Y, Z. Look at that. I just set my home position. So if I were to go now back to jog, we're going to go jog it way off. And Y, and then Z. Alright, so now if we go back to our quick keys, now we were in there in the axis 0 button, 7. Now we're going to go back over here, 0 return. Alright, well, I'm going to push 3. And we should go back to that position. Oh, it's waiting for me to push start. And there we go. Goes to that position that I set. And that position you can set wherever you want, depending on where the Z is. If it's, I think, above or below the cold start Z, it'll move. If it's below, I think it moves the Z up first, up away, and then it moves the X and the Y. And if it's below or above, it might move the Z down. I can't remember exactly, but I know depending on where the spindle is at the point that you say go back to 0, it'll move one way or the other. Moving on to the next selection, you got set fixture. So number 4, If you push this, this might look familiar to those of you who have used Fadals before. This is just like if you were to use the utilities menu. So if I push manual, get back to this screen, enter next command. If you push UT, and then one layer deeper, so you got different selections you can do. You can tool or fixture offsets. We're going to go to two real quick. See that this is the same screen that we just saw in the quick keys. So basically it's just, again, like it says, it's a quick menu to get to that menu. And guess what? Number 5, set length. That's, you know, related to the tools. But this is actually kind of neat, where you can do it right at the machine where you are right now. So I have tool number 2 in there, and if I have this set up wherever I need it to, if I'm going to set it right off the part or the vise or the table, or you know, if I got a 1, 2, 3 block or something, you can set it right there. Now I don't normally do that just because I have multiple tools and I try and do it all at once. But if you had a one-off tool that you needed to set, well, you could do that. Of course, push Y to confirm and to abort. Well, we're not going to do that right now, so we're going to push N. 6, offsets. This is all your tool offsets, and so the menus down here, you can do enter to go through your multiple pages. You know, backspace, and then push the space bar for fixture offsets, and then tool timetables. This is also the same menus that you get to if you push DT. I had to think for a second there. There you go. You got the same menus. Go back to here. That was offsets, axis 0. We just did that. That's related to number 3. 8 and 9. This is read and punch, as you might expect. That's sending and receiving programs or data. I don't normally use that because I have a DNC, and so I just use the DNC commands and get my programs. 0, custom macro. One of my favorite commands right now. This is, if you guys have seen my other video, this is the tool and fixture offset programs that Aaron Gao made for the Fadal community, and I think a lot of people use, me being one of them. But that's where you can run custom macros. Going back to here, so that's pretty much it. Now if we go push the spacebar again, you get to the edit menu. Now I made some dummy program in here. I just created some features in there just to show you guys what these buttons do, just to show you guys how to use it, and then you can, for whatever reason, use it if you want to make squares, rectangles, circles, whatever shape you want. If you want to program in here, I don't normally program in the machine. I do it offline and then bring it in. But just to show you guys. In the edit menu, you can push U or D to go up and down. You can see up here, you got this little cursor. If you push D, you can see it go down. U, of course, goes up. Answer and backspace goes up and down in the program. One quick key or 2 quick keys that aren't listed here is T and B. So if you want to go to the top or the bottom of the program, depending if you've got a super long program, I only have a few lines in here. But if you want to get all the way down to the bottom, well, you go down here and push B, you go all the way down to the bottom. Push T, you go all the way back up to the top. F, functions. So this is where you can create features. You can call tools, fix cycles, and do a lot of individual stuff if you're doing programming at the machine. And then you can input that into your program like I have in here. So I just created all of this using those functions where you insert a tool. I inserted some extra lines. G, graphics. So if you did have a real program in here, the graphics would show you the bird's eye view of, say you made a rectangle over here or a circle. It would show you those moves in your program. It's not like what you see nowadays with our updated controls that have the 3D CAD and everything. This is just a wireframe bird's eye view of what you're programming or what you're running. If we go over to C and I, change and insert. So if we go use the D button, we're going to go down here, G40. We're going to say change. We want to change that, and we're going to make it G400. Some arbitrary number. Enter, enter. Look at that. We changed it. So that's how you would change a program in the machine. And then say you want to insert an extra line. Well, you push I, and we're going to say, oh, okay, see, look, it's going to put it in 106 right after the line that you're on. It's going to say, let's just put in extra line. We put an extra line. You push enter, it's going to keep going. So we're going to just, I wonder if it'll let me to put some random characters in there. All right. All right, it's not going to allow me to do that. So I'm going to type it correctly. We're going to do another extra line. Super long example. And if you do that, it'll just keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. But if you have it empty and you push enter again, it stops. Search and replace. These two are kind of related. If you do S, search, it's going to go and search through the programs for whatever the keyword or the command is that you put in here. Now, one thing to note is you can see the cursor here. It's going to go from this point and search down through the program. So say we want to go find G400, which is not really a command. G400. It's not going to do anything. It didn't find it. But if we use one of our other commands that we know, go to use T, go all the way up to the top. Now let's do search again. We're going to say G400. Look at that. Now it found it. So just something to note when you're running programs on the Fadal. Replace R. So say we'll take G400. We're going to go and find all the 400s, and we're going to change them to 500. So we're going to search G400. And a replacement. What do we want to replace it with? We're going to say just randomly G500. So it's going to, do you want to accept this replacement? You can see up here it changed it to G500. You want to reject it, or you want to replace all. So just go through and search and find all of the G400s in the program and replace them. Let's just go ahead and push 1. We'll accept it. Yeah, we'll take that. Delete. Well, that's an easy one. Delete. You want to delete the current line. So the line is currently on up here, 105. We can delete that line, or we can delete multiple lines. So let's just delete the current line. Press Y to confirm and to abort. Sure. Let's delete it. Number. So you can see here that where we entered some extra lines, we're not sequential. Depending on how OCD you are, you might want to, or if you want to organize it and have some kind of standard in there, you can renumber all your line numbers. All these N2 or 120, N135, 150. It's 107, 106 up here. That's randomly placed in there. You can push N. And then you can type in what your increment is. So if you want 1, you want 2, you want 5, 10, whatever. Let's go by 10s. And look at that. Now it's renumbered everything in there. We can go down. You can see everything has been renumbered. And then, oh, we're going to copy. So the first line number. Let's copy this line, the one that's currently on. So we're going to do N160. If we want to copy more than one, we could put in, you know, say this is further up, and we said N90 to N160. We could copy that whole section and place it in there. But we're just going to do 160 again. Insert after, we'll just, no surprise. And, oh wait, I put N, dang it. So we're going to do 160. Don't put your N in there. Insert after 160. There we go. So now if we do down, look at that. N160 was replaced right after N160 down there. And then the last one on this edit menu is P, program. You can type this, and this is where you can switch between programs. You can display programs, start new programs, copy programs. Things that I don't normally do, but in case you wanted to know how to do that, you know. And also, too, I'm going to put all the links to all of the reference materials I have for this, so all the Fadal manuals for the commands menu and other menus here. Great resource for you guys to use. So you can do all of that. So after the edit screen, you have functions. So going to number 1, setup. This is where, similar to the other menus that we've seen, you can set up your tool, you can set up your fixture, or the axis 0. All very similar stuff. Same commands that I was talking about before with the UT to do the tool and the fixtures. It's just another way of doing it. Memory. This is where you can run programs. You can look at all the programs that you have. You can clear memory, go to settings. You can do memory type functions in here. MDI, that's going to mean easy one. Goes to the MDI screen. So you can manual data input into there. Go back to here. Home axis. When you push that, you have two options. Return the home or return for power off. Now, similar to what we did in the machine where we set our home position, if you push 1, that's where it would go. If you push 2, return for power off, that's going to go to your cold start position. That way, next time when you start up your machine, you don't have to jog anything around. You can just hit the you can type, you know, CS and cold start and have it do its little procedure, and then be on your way. 5, reset. So what this does is, you can see it quickly. I'll try and push it again. Keep an eye right here. CNC modal values reset. So basically, in your programs, if you were to have to stop and reset a program, or you had other commands that you had called out, and the machine might be stuck in that mode, whether it's like a G41, 42, any M codes that you call out, if you push that resets it to all the default values and gets rid of any special commands that you had set. 6, command mode. So that's the easy peasy enter next command screen. Let's go back to here. 7, diagnostics. This is all your probe stuff. I really hope to get a probe, or really a tool setter first and then a probe later on, but again, I don't use this. I use the other method for that Aaron Gao had set up to find my fixture offsets as well as my tools. I accidentally turned on my coolant, or pushed that button. 8. Last screen. Well, that goes back to the last screen that you were just on. Since we were just at the Enter Next command screen, well, that's what we're seeing. And then disk. I don't know what this does. I don't use it. One screen that would be on here to say, or if you were to start up your machine and you would say, screw it, I'm not gonna do the cold start position, I'm gonna start programming and do whatever. Well, down here, I'll try and get a screenshot to show you guys, but down here you'll have an extra command that you could do. So it's 1 through 8, you can see 0. Well, there's gonna be a number 9 right here. And what that's gonna be is a cold start position. And if you've already cold started your machine, it won't show up here. But if you haven't, and you want to use it, or you need to use it to set up your machine, well, first you go over to your machine, you align your cold start marks, X, Y, and Z, and you come over here and you push 9, or I guess really you do 9 here, and then you just go and run it. That's basically the same thing as if you were to go to the manual screen and type in CS when you're at the cold start position. I'm not there right now, so I'm not going to do it. Yeah, go away. So, anyways, guys, I hope this is a nice quick overview of these little menus on the command screens. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. Comment down below, ask questions. I want to make as much videos as I can to help give back to the community on what I've learned through owning a Fadal, and then if you guys have any questions, I can go and research or show you guys what I've done or how to do whatever. But with that, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like this kind of content, you like programming, you like machining, learning these I'll say legacy controls, consider subscribing. It shows me that you guys like this stuff, and maybe what I'm doing is beneficial to not just me, but maybe to other guys that are using this kind of equipment. So with that, hope you guys enjoyed, hope you learned something, and I'll see you guys in the next one.